Yes. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 177. And we are motherfucking back with a good old review of UFC Kansas City. Machado Garry taking on Carlos Prates in the main event. Was originally supposed to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. At the end of it all, I kind of wish we ended up getting that fight for the main event. Not gonna lie, but we will get into all that and all the things from this card. Before that, like and subscribe. If you enjoy everything we do, we appreciate everyone that does. Let's go. First things to get into. Overall, how are you guys feeling about the overall feel of this fight night card? Especially considering we had the break last week, no event for the UFC. The pay-per-view before that, and then, before that, it was our 4-fight stretch of all fight nights. No good fights, no fight of the night. Did end up getting a fight of the night on this one, which, definitely was deservedly so, but overall feels of the card coming out of it.
There were so many feels of it. Like, it always kind of sucks when the prelims are, like, popping off for the most part, and then you kind of hit a turn. Because it takes away all of those feels of getting, 5 finishes back to back or some shit like that.
Yeah, first 4 fights started.
First 4 fights. Finishes, it was just like pretty exciting. And then with the few decisions in a row, it was just like whatever. Then there was some sad stuff. There was frustrating stuff. There was more good stuff. So I feel like it was just all over the place. But looking at it as a whole, and like now that my emotions are out of it, it was a solid card.
Yeah, it was definitely a solid card. We were definitely talking. I know me and Jim were definitely talking about it at one point about kind of like how we were feeling during the card and just like why it's like, because we were talking about like how the fight nights just aren't hitting like that anymore. And so, well, overall, it was a solid card. It was a pretty solid card overall.
Yeah, I definitely do think that, just at the end of it, I feel like with everything considered, I do think that it did deliver more, more than not on this card.
Yeah.
But to get into it, the main event, the reason why we were all here at the end of the day, Garry, ranked number 7 in the welterweight division, taking on Carlos Prates, his real first big step up in the division, ranked number 13 for him.
Yep.
Going into it, just like Carlos Prates, obviously riding all of the momentum, 4-fight win streak in the UFC, 10-fight win finish streak overall, just been knocking everyone out. This was his second main event opportunity, where for Garry, even though more than double the UFC fights, or double at this point, because 10-5, and like this was his only first main event shot, even though this was his second 5-round fight, so having that experience. Garry gets it done. Unanimous decision over 5 rounds. 2 judges had it 49-46. 1 judge had it 48-47. Definitely rightful scorecards. The most favorable card you could give to Carlos Prates is the 48-47 for Garry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
You can go in first because they're just
so I knew that an Garry decision was a super live option. Said it in the the preview,
Yep.
This was not the decision that I had expected at all.
Nope.
No.
I do think that it's important to note on Carlos Prates' end, it's like, yes, he was the one prepared for a fight, but it's a short notice opponent for him too, and Garry. He had a training camp for a 3-round fight. He was supposed to fight Jeff Neal on the pay-per-view 3 rounds, and then it got pushed back 2 weeks to a 5-round fight against a new opponent, So these are all factors in it. And then, like you said, just a huge jump up from his only ranked win being Neil Magny now into short notice Garry, supposed to fight Jeff Neal, just different people.
Yeah.
But this still just is not what I expected, because Carlos Prates in the first 3 rounds didn't do anything essentially and just threw it. It was like, if you were gonna wait a couple rounds to then have the cardio to go 3 through 5, you have to start in round 3. He picked it up the end of round 4, and that's why he only got it on 1 judge's scorecard. it was like a minute and a half left in the round. He decided to really start putting it on him, and that's when he landed good shots, cut him open a little bit, and then it was like, okay, with the damage accumulated, you had the bigger moments. I guess you could win this round. But Ian still did most of the shit throughout the round. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like by the end of the fourth, the like real damage that accumulated is like he busted his nose and like he was bleeding from there. But I don't think like I'm not sure if he had any like cuts open.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that's when he had also opened up on the cheek a little bit,
but
because Ian Garry came in with the injury on his cheek. But it was just like, it was so crazy to watch him in like rounds 1 and 2, especially. Just like he landed 7 shots out of 16 and then 12 out of 22. And 22 was actually the most he threw in the first 3 rounds, because then round 3 even it was 10 out of 20. It's like he would walk Ian Garry down. He would pressure him. He'd get in front of him. He'd be in range, and then he just wouldn't throw. And then the shots that he were landing were mainly body kicks and leg kicks, because the punches he was just missing on. Like, I don't know. I just don't know what the fuck happened those 3, because then round 5 comes along. He clips him, has Ian Garry at one point literally crawling away because he is so fucking hurt. But I don't know if he was just exhausted or what happened, because he was on top for a little bit and really trying to end it, and then just stopped and then stood up and let him back up. And it was like, you just threw away the only opportunity you had to win this fight. And I just don't know what happened. Like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt with all of the things I mentioned beforehand of him going into this fight with these circumstances. But it was just a bad performance from him. I just don't know what happened.
It really was. And like commentary was pointing out that Garry using his right high kick, or was the
right high kick.
Right high kick to keep the left hand occupied. Carlos Prates likes to really dominate the forward hand movement and all that. Like, he wasn't able to do that. Like, there was a lot of things that like Ian Garry was doing that was stifling the Carlos Prates game plan that he normally comes in with. And I think that's kind of one of the issues with it, is with Ian Garry being such a technical striker, that was going to cause issues for him. And that really did show in this fight. And then also just like, the activity. He was not throwing a lot.
That's what I feel like this issue is the activity.
Yeah.
It was, but it's also because it's being predicated off of him not being able to do what he normally does with his activity, because he likes to win that hand battle, really.
No, for sure. And like with the first round, I was like, I was kind of just like, okay, he's trying to find his range. He's trying to figure things out. Like, he's missing on his movements. But it's just like watching him throughout rounds 2 and 3, unable to do it. And then round 4, just you watch like the switch flip where he's just like, no, I got to do something when I get in there. And then as he went in and he actually started throwing, and then he started landing, like he was able to do it. And it's like, bro, like you kind of just proved that you should have just done more. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, and it might, and I mean, the thing is, like, it is something to be said, like, maybe it did actually take him to the 4th round to be able to figure out how to get in there properly and how to be able to do it.
No, for sure.
Like, that's
because it's like Ian Garry looked fantastic in there.
Yes.
His movement was on point, like it always is. He has great movement. His striking was real good. And I was just kind of even surprised in his willingness to engage in everything, because it's like in his last couple of performances, they've been a little bit lackluster. He's been way more like, no, I'm going to clinch you. I'm going to hold you. I'm going to do what needs to be done to win. And he really went out there like, no, I'm trying to fight you. He was landing good shots on him. Carlos was very defensively sound and was seeing a lot of what was coming and able to block a lot of it. But it's like Ian definitely looked good in there. And that's why, I don't know.
It's still extremely good takedown defense, considering he was able to stuff 15 of 19 takedowns. But I do think, like, with what I'm saying though, like with the like hand battle, that's one of his biggest weapons, because his 3 biggest things when he's fighting is that hand battle, his left hand, and his step in left knee. Like, because those all set up each other. So having 2 of those things compromised, his knee's not going to be able to do anything for it. So he needed to try to set up other things. It was just, it's very hard when you have a opponent who is the best mover he's probably fought ever.
Yeah.
Especially in the UFC. Someone who's also a very technical striker who knows how to do what he needs to do. And someone who is willing to engage in going for takedowns, even if he wasn't going to get them.
Yeah. And that's where, for me, it's like, it's definitely hard, because obviously Ian Garry, he has, like, he does all of these things to, like, give people problems and not let them work with, like, their best weapons and do what they normally do. But I don't know. It's like, because like I know obviously, like you said, like just denying like Carlos Prates like a lot of his normal tools, but it's like I don't know if like it just gotta go back to like rewatch to just see if like missing things or whatever. But it's like like Kate said in the beginning, it's like from the first to the fifth round, Prates, like in his movement and like his pressure and everything, he did the same exact things. Every single time, he just instantly went right in front of Ian Garry. He was putting on the pressure. He was cutting off the cage. He was doing like a lot of the things to stay in front of him. But through the first 3 rounds, he just didn't throw. Like in the fourth round, as soon as the fourth round started, he's just like, oh, let me throw like a round kick like straight to the body. And he lands it. And then it's like, okay, he just doesn't do much after. And then he's like, does like a little bit of that. Round 5, as soon as it starts, he throws that same kick, but then he throws a left hand after and then actually catches him, like through the first 3 rounds, it's like he's just standing in front of him, not doing anything. And then it's like, oh, let me tap your leg like a little bit with a super light leg kick. And now I eat a 3-punch combo from it. Like you said, the defense was on point. He was watching a lot of it and like, just being on top of it. But that's where I really do feel like for me, a lot of this comes down to just Prates probably being worried about the 5-round cardio and then just deciding I'm not going to do anything until the last 2 rounds when like I know I can just dump it. But then it was just too late and he didn't have it because it's like he was in like he saw everything that Ian was doing and he was not getting like caught with anything terrible. The first 3 rounds, fucking takedown attempts for Ian, 1, 2, and 3, like from one, like the going on, getting a little bit more. Like he wasn't like he was defending the takedowns and not getting taken down for it. Like you know what I mean? It's like
Ian went 4 of 19 on takedowns.
Like he was on top of all of that. Like there was just no excuse for him to not try more. Other than he was just probably worried about gassing. And then it's like to just, be like, you have to at least start it in the 3rd round. So you're giving yourself at least that chance to win on the judges' scorecards if you're not going to get the finish. But then it's like, he waited till the end of the 4th, had the 5th round, and then still got too tired to be able to finish it. So I don't know. It's like this was obviously a great performance from Ian Machado Garry, and it's like I don't really want to take that away from him, but Carlos Prates completely punted on his chances of winning this fight in any realistic way, and it's just kind of hard to just get a real gauge of it. You know what I mean? Like it's because it's like I do think that he has the ability where if he actually tried to knock out Ian Garry in the first 2 rounds, I feel like he probably would have gotten it done. Like I really do think so, but. He just literally didn't try like at all for attempting significant strikes. Like 16, 22, and 20. And then rounds 4 and 5, 33 and 38. Like,
and then it's like, that's like to the head. That's what I cannot stress enough too. It's like in the first rounds when he landed 7 strikes, 2 to the body, 3 to the leg, 2 to the head. 3 to the body, 5 to the leg, 4 to the head in round 2. It's like he was just at distance, just throwing out little kicks and then would go for shots. And that's where I was talking about just swinging at air because it was 2 of 8, 4 of 14. Like he just, I don't know.
It just seemed like he was so worried about like what was going to be coming back from him. And he just wanted to like, just stay like safe and just stay on top of his game. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, like you're saying, it's like, it's a short notice opponent. It's like, the best opponent he has fought it, but it's like in all reality, out of Sean Brady and Jack and Shavkat and Buckley and Michael Morales, Ian Garry is the least dangerous threat out of all of these guys. If you're not prepared to take a risk against Ian Garry in a 5-round fight, what are you going to do against these other guys? You know what I mean? Like, because if he is going to take the risk and want to try and knock these dudes out in the first 2 rounds, I believe he can get these wins and possibly get to a title shot. But if he's going to be like, oh, I have to be smart, calculated, safe, he is not the fighter for that. He is going to lose every single one of these big fights. Like it's just, it's just one of those things. Like he, like, and with just like even with just like smoking the cigarettes and shit like that, it's like, bro, you didn't do anything for 15 minutes, and then in the last like 8 minutes of the fight, you really tried and you still got tired. Like what are you gonna do in 10 minutes with fighting Sean Brady? You know what I mean? He's gonna fucking ragdoll you till exhaustion, like in literally 10 minutes, and then he's gonna be like, oh, like I could still go for another fucking 80 minutes like this. Like, you know what I like? I don't know. It's like, obviously he's an incredibly talented striker. He's a super fun fighter to watch. But if he doesn't fix like the fight IQ and just how he's gonna approach these fights, just as a fan, you got to be prepared for him to lose these big fights, because I'm just not sure if he's going to be able to get it done.
I do think like him versus Jeff Neal, like it just going back to that fight real quick, like the fact that was what was booked, then that had to be changed to Ian Garry, all that. I do think that fight turn is 100% different, because like the thing with Ian Garry versus Jeff Neal is Ian Garry does not mind getting backed up because he is so much of a counter striker, whereas Jeff Neal is so much more of an aggressive, pressure forward fighter. So like it is also one of those things where it is a styles makes fight situation. That's probably why Prates was being so defensively sound, was he was just the countering ability, because like that's when you get really rocked and stuff, when you're putting yourself into a position to overextend, get countered, and that you have all your momentum going one way. That's when you get rocked, knocked out, all that stuff. So that's potentially partially why it is, but it's also just like you kind of have to take those risks sometimes, especially like what you're saying, like you have to do that 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, and it's like, and because that's where it's like just so crazy though, because it's like, especially in those like first 3 rounds where it's like, yeah, you see him miss on something, and then Ian's like, oh, I'm gonna punish you. He throws a 4-5 strike combo, and you literally just watch Prates like cover up on 3 or 4 out of like the 5 strikes, and like nothing gets through clean. It's like, why are you not attempting to counter an man. I don't know. It was just so crazy to watch. Like, I just was not expecting that, because of like saying in the fucking preview that it's like, I would not be surprised if Ian Garry wins this at all. But it's like, I didn't expect Carlos to just let him win the fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's the...
No, yeah, that 100%, because like that is one thing like that I think he needs to work on a lot, is his counter striking. And maybe it's the way that Ian Garry comes in with his counters that it just isn't what he's expecting. Like, he's able to see it as it's coming, but not beforehand, where he's like, has that extreme tell where it's like, okay, he's gonna do this type of combo ball. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know exactly what it is, because Ian Garry does come in a little differently than a lot of other fighters would when they're countering, because a lot of counter fighters like to sit down on it and go. He kind of likes to lunge into his counter strikes. So it is an awkward distancing issue maybe with that.
And it's like, and I mean, over time, it's like, who knows? This could just be one of those things where it's like, Carlos does just go fight a Jeff Neal and he fucks him up, and then he fights like a Michael Morales or one of these other, and like he does just start fucking up these other guys, and it just does kind of show where it's like, no, Ian just really does have that ability to like just negate people from that. But it just definitely like in the moment and day after, it really feels like Carlos just didn't try to win that fight like he in the best way that he could have,
Right.
Yeah, I understand.
No, yeah.
But yeah, either way though, just great performance for Ian Machado Garry. For Dana to confirm that he's the backup fighter for the title fight in fucking 2 weeks. Like, for Ian, I don't like. He got lucky in this one, like in my opinion, of getting this win, and like, because even still, he took some damage, he got some cuts, like he got beat up a little bit in that last bit. It's like, bro, you are not maximizing your career if you just want to fight all the best guys in the world on fucking 2 weeks' notice.
Right. Yeah. Like, I don't want to call it lucky, but I know what you mean by that, where it's like, you took like a fight that you were able to, like get the win, and it's like, now here you are as the backup. Again, 2 weeks later, like you said, he took damage, like he was bleeding. All it's going to take is fucking 2 jabs from one of them. It's going to open him back up. It's like, if Bilal is the winner and you didn't go into that with a full fucking camp and training and ready for that style, like, you're fucked. And then on Jack's end, it's like, that is a better fight, I think, because of the way Ian Garry fights. But still, it's just like you took damage in this last fight. It's 2 weeks away. Why are you doing this to yourself? Like,
even just to make the weight cut 2 weeks
right?
from now,
yeah,
too,
no,
like,
that is insane. But like, I don't think it's good either way for him. Just because of like, one, Bilal Muhammad, his style is just fucking relentless, and it is entirely possible that Garry just gasses out before, like getting like into the championship rounds. And then with JDM, like his vision in the pocket is so fucking good. He is not going to get countered like that, and he is going to be the one doing the countering, and he has devastating power.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, trust me, you don't
with
gotta
me
fucking
saying
sell
that-
down JDM.
But with JDM,
with
it's because he has the potential to potentially take JDM down, whereas that is not an option against Bilal.
Yeah. And then it's just like the size, and like it's just with him being like a good striker, like they're on 2 weeks notice. I do think that his best chances
is
to
JDM.
win either one of us, is JDM. But
I will
because like
say that.
But not that it's easy or doable, just that it's his better chance.
Because it's like you said, it's like, bro, if it's JDM, like you said, with the vision in the pocket boxing, man, like it could literally be round 1, JDM lands one good jab, and that cut on his face is opened back up. By round 3, it's a doctor stoppage. You know what I mean? Like it's is that simple. But like, bro, 2 weeks notice after a fight like that, like against Bilal, would I don't believe that he can do that at all. Like there's a 0% chance. Like, and Jack, there's like a fucking 3% chance that he wins that fight. Like, it's
my question is just, why isn't Sean Brady the backup?
That's what I said to Jimmy when he told me that this morning. I was like, wait, for real? Like, it should really just.
I understand why it's not Shavkat.
Like,
but like the fact that it's not Sean,
not ready. But
I was gonna say, if it was gonna be Shavkat, it would just
be Shavkat anyway.
Exactly.
Like, but that's my point. It's like, because he wasn't prepared for this date. Well, he wasn't prepared for. He wasn't going to be able to make this date. Like, I understand why it's not Shavkat, but Sean Brady should be the one in there, unless there's a reason for Sean Brady not to be in that we don't know about.
True. I mean, hey,
maybe
you never
he couldn't
know.
make weight. He's a big boy.
Yeah, and it could have, like, with Shavkat saying, it'd end up with the funny situation where it's like fucking, because I'm pretty sure it was like Tony Ferguson fought Anthony Pettis on the same night that Conor fought Habib, right? And because it should have been Tony Habib, but he tore his fucking ACL, so they're just like, okay, can't do it, go to Conor. But then he actually is just like, actually, no, I can make the date, so he ends up just fighting Pettis on it. But like, but either way, man, it does suck that Sean Brady just, who knows if he couldn't make the weight, whatever, just wants to have like a full camp for something like that. But it's like,
well, actually, now I think about it,
he doesn't just start getting disrespected out of the top mix of guys, because bro, you have a performance like that against Leon, like you're like basically the number one guy.
Wasn't his kid just born like right before the Leon fight?
Yeah,
that's probably it. That's probably
True.
it.
Yeah, probably wants to take some time and stuff.
So,
but
probably be ready for the summer and stuff. So
more than likely, though, I don't think we're gonna need Ian Garry for the backup on that one, though.
So what he needs to do is
crazy.
Ian Garry versus Joaquin Buckley after Buckley beats Usman. That's the fight.
That's
the fight.
I get what you're saying.
It's the fight. I want to see that fight so bad.
Yeah, because with just saying of like, Ian being really good at like dismantling people and like taking away their best weapons, it's like, how can you deal with someone as physical and as talented as Buckley?
Especially considering he doesn't have a main weapon. He's just kind of very well rounded. So it's just like, what do you actually do against that? It's kind of like the Shavkat situation, where Shavkat is so well rounded, like he wasn't really able to do a whole lot. He was able to take it to a decision, not get finished and all that. But like, he wasn't like shutting really anything down for Shavkat like that.
Yeah, and Buckley's just way more explosive and way more willing to go for it. So that's where it's like, because we talk about as good of a mover that Ian is and how smart and everything. It's like, bro, even at 42 years of age, Wonder Boy's one of the greatest fucking movers in the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And within 3 rounds, Buckley fucking hunted him down and landed a big right hook to put him down. Like, that's such a good fight. I really would love that. That probably would just be the most fun next fight that you could go to for Ian Garry.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
And then for Carlos Prates on the flip side, I mean, we'll end up getting into it in a couple fights, but him versus Randy Brown kind of got called out a little bit there, wanting to be in the mix with the Randy Brown wanting to be in the mix with the guys in the main event. And Ian Garry with the win like that, and obviously being the backup for the title fight.
It's not going to be him, but Carlos Prates being ranked number 13, losing this fight. Very viable option.
Yeah. So it's like with you saying Jeff Neal, I do think that's a good one of like, okay, Prates is still a big name. Like he's going to be in the mix. Give him a different guy, a different test in there. You know what I mean? To see like where he's at instead of like, oh, well, now just defend your spot. But I would definitely like either one of those fights would be great for Carlos Prates for sure.
No, yeah, 100%. Like either one of those I am fine with. We could talk about Randy Brown later. But no, with that, but I understand the Gary Buckley fight, you know, the cuck versus the buck. I get it. But like I can honestly see a situation where it's Ian Machado Garry versus Sean Brady as well.
If everything plays out for Shavkat to be the next one in line for the title, no matter who wins it, I think that Sean Brady should get the loser of Bilal Jack.
Like
it just all depends on timelines.
And the fact that Buckley wants the Ian fight, and I wouldn't doubt that Ian would take that fight, especially to put himself on a 2-fight win streak and just, you know what I mean? It's like, I just think it's such a potential.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
And it's like, honestly, for Ian, like that works in his favor way more too, because it's like you have Buckley, who's number 6, Ian's number 7. I know he just got the win, so he might move up, whatever. But it's like Buckley's about to fight Usman, who's number 4, former champ. That's going to put him in the top 5. Yeah. There's Ian's chance into the top 5. You know what I mean? Like, there's his win right there. Like,
I mean, obviously, Sean Brady's number 1, right?
Yes.
Or number 2.
Number 1.
Okay,
number
1.
So it's like, I mean, you know, that's.
I mean, he'll take. Not that he wouldn't take that, but what I'm saying is that I don't think that he would decline a Buckley fight. So it's like with Buckley talking about it before this fight is even happens, like, no, this is what we need.
Yeah.
I just feel like we could get it.
No,
we could.
100%.
It just, one of those things.
So many great names and great fights that it's like one way or another, they're going to end up happening. So however you want to fucking play the cards, you know what I mean? It's fine. It's all going to be fun in the end.
Yep.
Let's go. Weird main event, but not terrible overall. Excitement, different things, different drama in parts. So we'll see how that plays out for those two guys. The co-main event,
the sadness.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
As soon as the shit ended, and then it was like, oh hooray! Now we get to watch the main event. Like we should have known that it wasn't going to be good just because of all that sadness. But,
that's true.
Mingyang Zhang, the Mountain Tiger, an absolute monster, man. He's now 19 wins, 19 first round finishes. Just a beast. Gets the first round ground and pound over Anthony Smith. Absolutely smashed him with elbows just on the feet, on the ground. Had him leaking all over the place, man. Oh my god. That shit was said.
We cannot forget this moment because it was really funny, honestly. But Mingyang Zhang accidentally hit Smith with the back of the headshot, and the ref went to go say something, and he looked up. He said,
that was like.
I'm sorry, but that took me out. That was so fucking funny.
That was because that was like.
I've never seen somebody react like that.
Oh yeah,
he's like, it's okay. I didn't mean to do it. My bad. Let's overlook it real quick.
And then just one other thing, and this is correcting commentary. He has been out of the first round before. He has lost via second round knockout. Second round sub, second round knockout, and he has gone to a decision that he has lost. None of his wins have gone out of the first round, but he has been out of the first round before. Tapology shows it. SureDoc shows. I don't know where you're getting your information from right now, but like that. I don't see where you're seeing these stats.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe they're just talking about his wins. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, either way, they with them fucking that up. He does not like to get out of the first round.
No, he doesn't. That is obviously,
thing. And it just man, it was just one of those fights where it's like obviously Smith the fucking like overall has hit much higher heights in his career than Mingyang Zhang has at this point. But it's also like Mingyang is 26 years old?
26, yeah.
Yeah, just so goddamn young. just such a vicious and ferocious fighter that it's like
Yep.
knowing that this is Smith's retirement fight and where he's at in his point of career, all the damage he's taken, it's like, why did we have to give him this kind of a fight? And so it was like, okay, if Mingyang like really isn't at this level, then Smith probably beats him up, takes him down, has a nice win, you know what I mean? And it's a nice moment. But it's like if he was anywhere near close to it, then this was the outcome that we got.
No, yeah.
But they put together a very nice retirement package for him.
Oh my god.
And my heart that whole time, the tears just swelling up, it was beautiful. The second Jelly Roll opened up and started talking and then playing his music, I was like, well, here it comes.
Yeah, man, that shit was fucking, they did a real goddamn good one on that. Just fucking, showing Smith just crying and shit through it, and then just having him, Paul just being like, oh, just your thoughts and whatever. And just
he said, I did that shit.
Yeah. Just such a great moment for fucking Anthony Smith. What an amazing career he's had. Like, just one of those things where it's like, I'll always say he's fucking stupid for fucking not taking that title against John Jones when literally just, in the package of just saying it, it's like he was one word away from being the champion. One fucking word. And just his honor in his heart, he's just like, nah, that is not who the fuck I am, and I'm just not going to do that. Just, what a great guy. Just hope that all the best and luck of his fucking life and whatever he ends up doing after his MMA career, and just,
And he's got the commentary,
incredible.
The table analyst gig. He still does the podcast with Bisping. Like, he's good.
Yeah. So just definitely a rough send off, but
I'm happy to see him retire though.
Oh fuck yeah, man! It's been overdue for a bit. Like, it just so many rough fights. It's so many wars. It's like his fucking record is 37-22. You know what I mean? Like, it is.
Even with this losing streak, though, he's still retired with a positive record in the UFC. 13 and 12.
Awesome. Yeah, honestly, man. It
probably was like right around the Khalil fight when it was probably like 100%. Yeah, you need to retire.
Yeah, like
back in 2023. Probably, maybe before that, but.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like after the Johnny Walker
Walker is definitely the one where it's
and then
even after Ryan Spann.
Honestly, because it's like with getting the split over Ryan Spann, it's like his last win before that was finishing Ryan Spann in the first round. Like, that was like the real drop off in like that top level competition,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, rough as hell. But motherfucking Mingyang Zhang, 3-0 in the UFC now. Like we said, all first round finishes, all performance bonuses. He's now going to be a top ranked 15 fighter. I'd book him against any one of these monsters at 205 pounds, and let's see who gets knocked the fuck out.
Him versus Bogdan. Let's go.
Yeah, sure, and it's you really can't go wrong. Like, him versus fucking Alonzo Menafield, man. Him versus fucking Johnny Walker, Saaiman.
We don't need to do that to Johnny Walker.
We don't need to do that to Johnny Walker, but he's gonna be fucking.
We don't.
It will be very cartoonish.
Yes,
it would be.
But let's get some motherfucking fun ass fights with him at 205. Yeah. But let's go. Good shit for Mingyang Zhang. Biggest opportunity of his career so far. He'll get many more. Featured bout David Onama taking on Giga Chikadze. It was on Tapology for the longest time at 155 pounds, but then they went to go fight, and it's like, oh, it is 145 pounds.
Yeah, that was weird.
But with the weigh-ins, we saw that too, because Giga actually missed some weight by a pound, weighing in at 147. Only fighter to miss weight on this card. And David Onama ends up getting the win. Unanimous decision. It was just so funny of like the first round, he's striking with him. Giga's looking good. He's landing all the kicks. He's doing his thing. And it's like, Giga's still like, he's not the greatest top 15 guy, but he is a top 15 guy,
Yeah,
it was a clear round for Giga.
Well, because the thing is that it was at one point David got hurt at the end of round 1. And then he kind of just like panicked, like, oh no, I need to get in there. And he just wrapped up Giga, dragged him down. And I feel like he was like, oh wait, I can just do this. And then in round 2, because then obviously, the round ended. And then in round 2, he was like, takedown, there for over a little over 3 minutes, just obviously winning the fight, just landing good strikes, ground and pound, all of that. And then the same with round 3.
Yeah.
He had him down for 2.5 minutes. It's like, bro, what happened in round 1? You forgot you could wrestle? Like,
yeah, and like it
Right.
really was just like, yeah, was that like not the game plan? And then you just like, yeah, in that moment got it, and it's like, okay, I guess
Stumbled
that's
into
what we're
it.
gonna do. But like, because holy fuck, bro, yeah, it was just so easy.
It was
like,
real easy for him.
Like, because yeah, obviously Giga is a kickboxer. He's not like a great grappler, but it's like I was not expecting him to just fucking take him down and just have that kind of fucking just great, well-rounded performance against him like that.
Yeah.
That was just super good for David Onama, another guy that's going to be getting himself a top 15 ranking after that with beating Giga, because I think he was still
Giga
still
is
like
ranked
12.
number 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be
So
around like 13, 14, depending on where they want to actually put him at. Uses the law probably moves into that 12 spot.
But yeah,
and then
it's like that.
Who knows where it goes from there.
But yeah, just a very solid win over a top 15 opponent for Giga, 36 years old. It's just getting rough, you know what I mean? Like, he got super hyped by the UFC right away, and like I don't know, it was always kind of like, he's good, but let's see, and just then had some moments of inactivity, just up and down, back and forth, and so it's like he definitely has just getting to the age of too old and his ceiling, and I just feel like it's going to be a steady drop off from here for as long as he decides to stay around.
No, exactly. It's like he comes in, beats a couple guys, and then he beats Cub, Edson, and then loses the fight against Calvin Kattar. And to be fair, this was Calvin Kattar revenge tour right after he lost to Max Holloway. He came back with the Holloway elbows is.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, like, the first two were Calvin Kattar they lost to, and then Arnold Allen. It's like, okay, at the time with Calvin Kattar, top 10 fighter easily in the division. Arnold Allen, obviously, right now, currently, top 10 fighter in the division. No shame in that.
Yeah.
Now he's losing to the guys who are coming into the top 15. It's like, okay, it's starting to get rough.
Exactly. And, I mean, bro, fucking like a Josh Emmett fight for David Onama, fucking Aljamain Sterling, like that's that would be some good fun over here. I'm definitely down for that 4-fight win streak now, I'm pretty sure. Very solid. Let's see what David Onama at 30 years old is able to do at 145 pounds. Did one of those things where it's like those tough divisions, it's those guys that just randomly like they just do some good shit, and it's like never thought that you were ever going to be a player at the top, but here you are, just getting the work done. You know what I mean?
He may need to fight a fight under. It just all depends on if. I don't know what's going on with Josh Emmett, how much longer he wants to fight.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's just like, you beat number 12, and then it's like, fucking Jean Silva, like right above that. Like it's.
Well, Jean should be fighting up as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's
then
just rough.
Josh Emmett out Joe right there. So I just.
Feel like you got
fucking Yusuf that should be fighting up. So
and besides, him and Yusuf aren't going to fight. Yusuf was literally in his corner.
True,
they trained together.
So it's like
probably one of those situations where they'll fight if it's the title on the line type situation.
I don't even know if they'll do that, honestly.
It depends.
But yeah, it's a very good performance for him. A couple more fights on the main card. Abus versus Michel. This was we knew that it was potentially possible, but this was just the worst outcome that could have happened. And it was just such a bad fight. Terrible. There's not much to really talk about with it. Abus gets a unanimous decision win. And I guess is also possibly another ranked top 15 fighter. So
I really think that, especially with Michel being 14, I think that they're just going to move Roman up to 14 and throw Bo Nickel in there.
That's very possible.
Or any other guy that's right outside of them that is not a boost. I don't think they're ranking him.
Yeah. But
Chris Curtis, you're back into the rankings.
Sure.
Yeah. Like just under the main event, like just the next 3 fights, all like inside the top 15 guys ranked fighting unranked guys, and all of those unranked guys were able to get it done. You know what I mean? So just that possibility for all of them to get that opportunity with having a ranking. But I do agree that it was not a good enough performance to actually get him in there.
No.
I don't think they'll put Bo in there just because he's going to be fighting next week? He's going to be fighting RDR.
Oh yeah, that is next week. But that's always
do dumb shit, you know.
They don't think about it of like, oh well, that fight's about to happen, so we could just keep them where they are. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
It's like, so yeah.
I know, but I mean,
and it's fucking Bo Nickel. If they can sell that fight as now 2 top 15 fighters fighting each other, that means more than top 15 versus unranked. You know, they do shit like that all the time. Fucking Sean O'Malley moving up fucking 20 spots without ever fighting anyone. Like, you know what I mean?
I know exactly. I know.
I know. That's always the one I love to think. And like, because it was just like, yeah, it was like at 14, 15, unranked 15, and then ends up at like 9 or something, like by the time he fights Piotr Jan. Like, it was just like, what? All right. But going on to a fucking great fight and a great performance. These motherfuckers giving us a fight of the night for the first time in 5 weeks on a fucking fight night card.
And the shit only went for 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, and it so deserves a fight of the night.
Yeah, that was
Brown, Nicolas, Dalby.
Banger for as long as it lasted.
Oh, yeah.
It was like last minute shit, like, you know, doing the Tapology picks. I was just like, man, I feel like Dalby's pressure, even though at 40 years old, he's probably going to be able to get it done. Bruh, this... Randy was just fucking cooking them at points, landing such good shots in the first.
And then ran into a big shot in the first and got dropped.
Yeah, got dropped.
Before that.
No, yeah, I know.
Randy lands a right hook that straight up turned fucking Nicolas Dalby's nose.
How did I almost forget? Holy shit.
Turned that shit to the side.
On some Michael Perry shit.
It looks so bad. Like, after that happened, I could not stop staring at his nose, and it's always one of those things when you see something like that of like a break or whatever, any sort of injury. All my brain fixates on is that broken thing constantly getting hit over and over again.
I know, I couldn't stop staring at it either.
And it's just like, and then all of a sudden, Randy Brown lands a right hook, then a left hook right after. And it changed the direction Dalby's nose was facing. It was much more straight after that left hook. And
because I'm looking, I'm like, yo, did his nose straighten out or am I bugging? Like, help me, because my brain is kind of fucked right now. Like,
I was just, because like you said, I couldn't stop staring at his nose. So as soon as it landed, I was like, his nose isn't the same. Like, just absolutely crazy. And then, like you said, fucking runs into a big-ass right hand from Dalby that hurts him, puts him on the ground. Dalby gets on top, landing little shots, ends the round on top, and it's like, holy fucking shit, man. Like, this is just insane.
Yep.
And then just second round, they're just going for it, right?
Yep.
They're doing their thing.
Me and Jimmy with the Joe Rogan moment.
I was about all of us.
Yeah.
Randy Brown just hits him, hurts him. Dalby just going forward, landing his own shots. And we're just like, what the fuck is Dalby made of? It's
because he ate some clean big shots.
And we're just
then
like,
right as we're mentioning it, it was just the right hook. One right hook just sleeps him, folds him the fuck over.
Yeah. Because like you said, like because he's eating big shots, and then he has that moment of like he starts coming back, going forward, like throwing 4 more hooks or whatever, and that's when we say it. And then because he's coming forward, right hook face planted into the mat, like that's how you know someone got caught dead to rights, fucking fucked up when you face plant on the mat. Because like you're getting punched, normally you would go backwards because of the impact, but like to go forward, like with that momentum, it's like, man, you're out, you know, like.
But I love when the UFC does shit like this because it's like, like I mentioned, it was only a 6.5 minute fight, but they got fight of the night, and it's like they really both deserved that. Yeah, as long as it lasted, it was great. It was the most, like, some of the most exciting shit, you know, for sure. And I love that for Dalby. You know what I mean? It's like 40 years old. You got knocked out for the first time in your fucking career.
Yep.
And even with the knockout loss, it's like, man, here's $50K for fight of the night. Like,
yeah.
And then it just, with like saying 40 years old, first time getting knocked out, and just like the class afterwards too, like, because just catching it in the moment of like, you know, because obviously Bruce always reads like the way and like the time and everything. And it was like when he said the time and round, Dalby had like a reaction of like, that was the time that it ended. Like, oh, okay. And then like they announced Randy and he just claps it up for him. It's just like all class, ain't fucking a little bit of like, oh fuck the, you know, anything, just like, good for it. Just awesome, man. Just what a fucking tough fucking bastard, man. Like,
no,
just
for real.
one of those guys where he never got a ranking, but always sitting like right outside of it. Always a tough test to all these great up and comers. Like, look at the fucking fight in the performance with Gabriel Bonfim. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
exactly.
Just a fucking solid ass fighter, man.
And so, yeah, like with like this win for Randy Brown, like I do feel like he's had like some good wins. He's like obviously he lost the split against Brian Battle, but honestly, that fight could have gone either way.
Yep.
Him and Carlos Prates were booked back in 2024 to fight.
Oh yeah, they were.
So
it's like, yeah, because after Randy won, he's like, I got my eyes on the main event, so let's see what happens with that. Like, I want to get my name into the mix, and it makes sense for Carlos Prates because it's like, yeah, ranked number 13 and just lost your fight. Yeah. Randy Brown right outside the rankings, and he wants that fight. Let's get it done.
I do like that fight. Like, I really do.
It's like, yeah, won 4 of his last 5 fights. Like you said, the split being to Brian Battle, another guy that should be fighting in the top 15 because he's right there, you know. Fucking his last loss before that, knockout loss to, or submission loss actually to Jack Della Maddalena, who's fighting in the title in 2 weeks. So it's like he has been in that fucking top mix for a while. Like, I do feel like he deserves that shot to really get like a good opportunity in there.
Oh yeah, and it's like, besides for his first loss in the UFC to Mike Graves and his third loss being Nico Price, the other people he's lost to in the UFC are Bilal Muhammad, Vicente Luque, Jack Della Maddalena. Like,
literally
none of those are a shame to have lost to.
Yeah. So yeah, that was absolutely great performance, and yeah, to be the first one knock out Nicolas Dalby, it's like
finish him in general.
Yep.
No, just, exactly.
Deserves that opportunity for sure.
Yes.
And then the last fight on the main card, Ikram Aliskerov taking on Andre Muniz. Really hyped up for this one to see how it played out. Again, you got Ikram out here, not grappling with motherfuckers. When his defensive grappling is just so goddamn good. Like the little moment of Muniz trying something, just shucking him off like it was nothing. You know what I mean? Like it really is just incredible. But he just wants to go out there and strike with these motherfuckers. And
to be fair,
it is
with this fight, it makes sense with Muniz's submission ability to not want to go out there and be grappling with someone where you could easily, in a transition, get caught into something. So it does make sense in this fight. But his other fights, he probably should be going to it a little bit earlier. Not Ham's out early, but like a little bit earlier.
Yeah. But it's because with the other ones, you know, like Phil Hawes, it's like, okay, like obviously you're knocking these guys out in the first round, and it's like you have big power and like you're landing these big shots and like, you know, looking good in those moments. But it's like he's just so in there to get countered. He's like, he doesn't have like fluid striking. You know what I mean? Like it's powerful. He knows what he's trying to do, but it's just very obvious. And it's just one of those things where it's like anytime he fights like an athletic striker in 185 pounds, like that's in the top 15, it's just going to be the Robert Whittaker thing where he's just going to get knocked the fuck out in the first round, man. Like he is just way too open to be getting hit from these guys. And this one, he just, looks so awkward. And like, I don't know, it just like, landed the left hook that just was real short and didn't look like much, but fucking rocked the shit out of Muniz. But it's like, I'm not really sure where his upper limit is going to be at in the 185 division.
Upper limit might be lower end of the top 15. It's like if he does get to his grappling against some of these guys, it's not going to be like some of them are not going to be able to handle it, especially like guys who are coming up. But like, I don't know. It's just hard. I would not mind seeing him against someone like at this point, actually. How about we just have him in a boost fight, and then whoever wins that potentially is going to be getting into the top 15.
I guess I want to see like a better test from him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like that should just be one where he could just be like, okay, I'm just like, I probably just land a strike and just knock him out. You know what I mean?
Let's get him versus Roman Kopylov.
Roman isn't he fighting Paulo Costa? Yeah, he is. June 28th.
Forgot about that.
But either way.
That would be a good one.
You want him versus RoboCop?
Because honestly, my brain went to like, you know, because like I want to see this motherfucker grapple.
Right.
That is like genuinely what I want to see. I want to see him fight the winner of RDR and Bo Nickel. because they are going to force the grappling with him. And then you know what I mean? Like, and it's just, I want to see it. Like, I want to see someone legitimately, like, in the UFC that's a grappler try and fucking attempt to, like, take him down and, like, get stuff going and see, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, because obviously, like, with the striking, it's just, yeah, I'm not, like, there, you know, Roman, like, that's a great test. Because it's like, he's a great striker, but he's not super athletic where, like, you know, he has, like, the, like, little burst of it, you know what I mean, with the big shot.
And that's why I like that one, because it might get Ikram, like, damn, like, maybe I have to get my grappling going. Because I was gonna say the winner of, or even loser, I don't really care, of Bo and Reiner, just because either one of them, like, interchangeably can be that guy. But I was just like, damn, as dominant grapplers, I wonder how he would do with that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But with Reiner, he might just... I don't know. He might just knock Reiner the fuck out. Like,
it's very likely, but it's like, I just still want to see, because Reiner, if like he goes for a takedown, he can't get him down, he'll just start trying to pull guard on him. Like, like, he's gonna try and make this motherfucker grapple. Like, he's also real big and fucking just awkward, so he might just kind of just get a hold of him and try and just direct, like,
fall down.
Yeah, man. Like, he's gonna do some weird shit to make him grapple. Like,
that's true, because Ikram is not that big.
No, what's he? 5'11"?
6 foot, 76 inch reach.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
How do you feel about Hermanson?
I just he doesn't have the wrestling to make him grapple, like, at all, and then the punches he's just gonna fold. I feel like that's just too easy, and like it just lines up too well with how Ikram has been already performing. You know what I mean? But yeah, because that's just like kind of the same thing with Muniz. It's like, yeah, he's a good grappler, but he doesn't have the wrestling, and then he's just gonna fold under the strikes, and he doesn't, you know what I mean?
Enough.
Like it. But yeah, so we'll see where he ends up going. He wants a top 15, top 10 guy. Like he's real fucking adamant about fighting top motherfuckers, and it's like he got the short notice, like, you know, which obviously sucks, like having to cut the weight and all the traveling back and forth all over the world. But it's like, I don't think that was the real reason of why that happened. You know what I mean?
Fuck it.
With Robert Whittaker.
You want to prove you have power?
Knocked out by uppercuts.
You want to prove he has power? Let's see it. Him versus Vettori.
Bro, that would be fucking interesting.
Because Vettori can force the grappling. But also, Ikram isn't finishing Vettori. I don't think he finishes Vettori.
A couple decision wins. It's not like he's never...
No, I know, but like...
Fight night main event. Ikram, Aliskerov, Marvin Vettori in the Apex. Let's get it.
I like it.
Sure, why not?
That would be fucking awesome. But yeah. That is the main card, though, from UFC Kansas City. Very solid overall. The prelims, as we mentioned at the top, the fucking start of it, just so many finishes, just rattling off, starting the card great. Just, I feel like that's just like the best way to start with it.
Yeah.
For me, the most impressive one out of all of them, Malcolm Wellmaker.
100%.
Getting $50,000 performance bonus, first round knockout, 1:59 seconds over Cameron Saaiman. That shit was just absolutely vicious, man.
Counter right hook, just perfect. Like, puts him out. And yeah, with Cameron, we're all 3-3 now. I think, he's 24 years old.
Yep.
Let him go. Let him get some experience somewhere else. Let him really build back up and then bring him back into the fold. Like, I think that just is the best way to go about it at this point. Because, he's 24. He doesn't need to be in the UFC.
I also wonder, too, it's like... I wonder if he's also just might not be, like, just physical enough for this division, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's, like, just one thing with, like... You know, because everyone's just like, like the broadcast and everything, and like everyone just be like, oh, that was such like a clean, like right hand and everything. It's like Cameron fucking landed on him, like, before he actually landed the punch. It just did literally zero damage or anything to Wellmaker, and then he just got ripped for it, Like Peyton just absolutely fucking just dominated him, finishing him, C-Rod, like getting it done. It's like, like I wonder too if like maybe even just like fucking flyweight might just be like a better fucking thing for him. It's like 5'8", like he would be big for the division, but it's like I
don't know what his weight cut situation is like. I don't know how hard it is for him to make 135. So I'm not gonna push that he moved down, but maybe potential is he needs to pack on a little bit more muscle mass for this division and be more to get his physicality more in line with what the division actually need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of one of those things where it's like, without actually being in like the training room or like wherever with these athletes, we can't exactly say what should be going on, but it's just one of those things where it's like, obviously right now he hasn't fought the highest level competition in the UFC, and he is 3-3. So we can say
knocked out in his last two.
Getting knocked out in his last two. It might be a situation where he just needs to go out, get more experience, and then come back. Because again, he is only 24 years old.
Yeah, that is very true too. Yeah, because that's where it's like, that just one of those things, man. It's like, you come into the UFC at 6-0, and it's like, right off a 3-fight win streak, but now 24 3-fight losing streak, knocked out in your last two. It's like you really shouldn't be here for just the benefit of your own career. You know what I mean? Like, go to a Cage Warriors, a fucking just some other promotion, a KSW, like something like that, to just get some real solid work in. Fight there for 3-4 years, you know what I mean? Like, and just
someone at his size, somewhere that would be great. So that is, a lot of champions that have come through. Ryzen.
Yeah,
that'd be a great spot for him.
Yeah, I do think that it would be just beneficial for his career for the UFC to let him go. But and then for Wellmaker, just coming in, UFC debut, 9-0 now, another undefeated fighter, able to maintain that undefeated record so far for his first fight in the UFC. 30 years old, a real solid fucking boxing, some good power, just very interesting to see what he might be able to do in this 135-pound division.
No, yeah.
Other finishes on the prelims, Jaqueline getting the sub over Polyana Viana. Not too surprising there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was able to survive the first round, so she was definitely supposed to win by that point. But just definitely seems like a very solid prospect at 115 pounds. Real good submission game. The grappling just very dominant. She's gonna be someone that we got to watch out for in the rankings, and hopefully she can just be someone to get in the rankings and actually start getting some of these wins. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
Because we definitely need people at 115 pounds.
We need them.
Oh, yeah.
29 years old, 4-1 in the UFC, so it's 4-fight win streak, all finishes. Definitely want to see what she's able to do. And then, other finishes are pretty good. Timmy, Cuamba, and Joselyne Edwards. I definitely expected both of those fights to go to a decision, so for them both getting it done, very nice. Just one of those things where all the other performances and just fights on the card, not going to get the performance bonuses, you know what I mean? But still just very good for them to get it done.
I'd say
Jocelyn, just a great way to start the card.
Oh, yeah.
Jocelyn, now top 15 fighter in the women's bantamweight division?
Maybe. Who fucking knows or cares?
Hey, she was the first person ever to finish Chelsea Chandler. Even
so
Norma Dumont couldn't do it. She made a run
away. 14, so...
Like, that just tells you the power of fucking Joselyne Edwards,
Yep.
It's like Norma hit
knockout.
Huh?
Her first knockout in the UFC.
Yeah, Norma hit her so hard that she said, "Fuck, I gotta run away."
Yeah, but Norma has 8 wins in the UFC, 8 decisions. So it's not.
And how many decision wins and how many wins did Joselyne Edwards have? And now she got the first knockout. That's true. That's all I'm saying. Power is different.
Wait, she doesn't have a single knockout in her career though. Norma. Joselyne had multiple. This is her 6th.
Different kind of power. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Yeah. But definitely the best fight on the prelims, though. That prelim headliner. Fucking, my boy, Jimmy the Brick Flick. I was really hoping he was going to get it done with the Gripples. He did not get it done with the Gripples. Matt Schnell was just too well-rounded, too good of a fighter overall. Gets the unanimous decision win.
breaks his 3-fight losing streak, so good for him.
Yeah.
Now he should retire. For real.
He's on the next title run. Give him
All
the
right.
rematch with Ursig, right?
Schnell versus Aliskerov. Let's go.
Oh, fuck no. What the?
What's wrong with you? Kai's gonna go out there and knock him out in 16 seconds, and it'll be very sad. That's fucked up.
Are you trying to, like, allow Kai to have the fastest UFC knockout in like, history? Are you trying to let him beat Masvidal's record of 5 seconds over Ben Askren?
Fine. Him versus Joshua Van.
Oh, so you just want to see him take 100 strikes before he gets knocked out then? What the fuck? No. Bring back Zhalgas Zhumagulov, and then he can fight Matt
So
Schnell.
what, you want all your boys to lose to him?
Nah, Zhalgas could get it done, brother. He beats Zhalgas, then he gets to fight Tim Elliott. It's the progression here, all right?
What happens if he beats all your boys?
And now he gets to fight for a title. He fights Pantoja.
Actually, him versus Ray Ceruria.
That would be a good one. That would be interesting. Jimmy the Brick Flick. I don't really know what to say. He gets cut from the UFC and fights Zhalgas on the regional scene, and I get the happiest I've ever been for a regional fight.
Sure.
Why not?
Let's go. But yeah, that is the best of the stuff from UFC Kansas City. Let's fucking go. Tapology went absolutely horrific. It's the worst possible outcome ever. I came in last. Ginger came in first. Kate came in second.
Yeah. I was about to... It was close. I almost didn't come in first. If I remember right, I only won by 5 points.
Yes, you did beat Kate by 5 points.
So
I don't know how far behind I went, but
you were at 630, so I was at 720.
90 points behind.
Yep.
So yeah, overall pretty close, but you know it is what it is. Yeah, not the greatest night in Tapology. And for the draft, we didn't have the most going on either, other than Kate having a head-to-head fight with herself. The classic matchup. Kate went 1-1. Ian Garry, Carlos Prates, very nice.
Yep.
I'd say
let's go.
9
the best
wins.
overall record. 9-2.
Yep.
Dog shit.
All right, you know who actually, now that I think about it, you know who deserves a fight in the top 15? Carlos Leao. Carlos Leao versus Carlos Prates. Get her another head-to-head matchup against herself.
Did you ever think about going and fucking yourself?
You know what? That's super smart. Battle of the Carloses. Let's fucking go.
No,
Let's
go.
That's a great fight. That should be the next fight.
It's a great fight in 2026.
No, it's the only fight that should happen right now.
Pish posh.
Because it's like, if it's not that, then it's like Moicano's got to move up to take the fight. You know what I mean? Like something's got to happen.
Moicano moving up.
Prates moves up and fights Kaio. Battle of the Fighting Nerds.
That wouldn't happen.
No, that won't happen.
You're dumb.
We just gotta get all your guys fighting each other. You know what I mean? Like, that would just be really funny.
Go to hell.
Carlos
like
Prates chops off a leg, fights Brandon Royval.
Kaio, no one's gonna fight Kaio at 185 pounds, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'll fight Volkan Oezdemir at 205 pounds." You know what I mean? Like, on just some Roman Anthony Smith type shit. Like, why is this happening? Like, I can't get a fight. I want to fight. I'll fight up. Like, who cares?
Don't put that into the air.
That's
possible.
That is the most likely one out of any of like the wacky shit. But that is enough for this episode of the podcast. Let's wrap it up. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will catch you previewing a pretty damn good card from Des Moines, Iowa. Let's go. Corey Sandhagen, Figgy at the top. Peace out, everyone. We'll catch you then. Yeah.